right, so first off, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, otherwise known as GMS for short, but also known as the Prophets of Doom. Now, these are where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also, Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number. All right, so we're going to go right back into speaking about this warning, this prophecy here in Revelation, Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. All right, let's read it first. It reads, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17 reads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay, so the he that it speaks of is Esau Edom, right? The wicked. Yes, there are wicked people amongst every nation, including Israel, all right? As a matter of fact, that in this land known as America, all right, better known to us as Babylon the Great, or the future site of the lake of fire, all right, 2/3 of Israel are wicked, man. Okay, uh, whether that be um, just ignorance or well, it all is due to ignorance. It all has to do with the Lord blocking their understanding. All right. So the he is Esau Edom, the self-called and so-called white man. All right. Does that mean that if you look so-called white that you are an Edomite? No. In Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, all right, in the 64th verse, it tells you that Israel was scattered into all nations. All right, so therefore we look like, all right, speak like, talk or walk like, okay, and the biggest problem, worship like these other nations that we are amongst. All right, but even Israelites can look so-called white. All right, we look like all nations. We are spread into all nations. All right, but you can tell who is who through prophecy. Who is in control? Who is going to be pushing this MOTB? Okay, it is Esau. Of course, he has other help. These other nations that hold to his side, all right, following his lead, they're going to help push it, but it is Esau who uh, causeth all. All right, he's going to be the one that bring this about. Okay, and that's what that causeth all goes to. All right, to make ready and so at the same time to institute. Job 9 and 24 lets you know that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which explains why the world is in the state that it's in, especially right now. All right, and it also explains how is someone going to be able to push the mark of the beast. All right, it's because it is in the power of their hands. They have set up systems to where if you want to participate in society, you're going to have to give in to their demands. All right, which a demand that they're going to make mandatory is this technology. That's what Revelation 13 and 17 was speaking about. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, okay, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. So who is he going to cause to receive this? It says, causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. No matter what your status is, all right, you can be the richest or think you're the richest. You can be the poorest, all right? But everyone, and even everyone in between, all right, you're going to come face to face with this prophecy. And maybe it'll be then, whether that be after you receive this mark or after this thing is made mandatory, that you start to realize that the men of the Lord were telling you the truth from the beginning, okay? All right, that you should have listened. But will that be a time of too late? If you take that MOTB, it will be. Now, at the time of it being made mandatory, who knows? The Lord might put it on your spirit to avoid this. and to come into the truth, to be a doer of the word and not just hearers only. All right, to be obedient. Okay, so that's not something you should play with or take a chance on. You should be acting accordingly to what our name is. All right, Yah Israel in the Paleo Hebrew is Yah Shar Allah. Yah Shar Allah. Yah means he. Shar means prince. Allah means power. So we are the princes of the power. All right, so we should act accordingly. That's just what it boils down to. All right. So what we're going to read here is, and the word mark, okay, goes into the Greek word charagma. All right, this thing is going to act as a badge of servitude. You're going to choose a side. Are you the Lord's, or do you look to them before you look to the Lord? Are you going to worship the creation or the Creator? All right, you receiving this mark is a pretty solid sign. It's pretty telling, all right, which side you are on. All right. So let's go now. I just want to read something really quickly here, and then, Lord willing, that'll be it. Just short and to the point. Now, I did write down a question that I was going to ask. Let's see. All right, what are the most recent advancements with the technologies that will pair well with human micro-C-hipping? So that's the question I'm going to ask here. What are the most recent advancements? With that will pair well with human micro-C-hipping. Okay. All right, so let's do some reading just to show you how prophecy, all right, is what drives these things. Everything comes from prophecy, and then in turn, everything points back to prophecy. All right. So keep in mind, we're talking about this micro-C-hip. All right, we're talking about Revelation 13 verses 16 to 17. All right, it says recent advancements in several fields will pair well with human micro-C-hipping, expanding its capabilities beyond simple identification and access control. Notable progress in BCIs, or brain-computer interfaces, advanced biometric and bio-integrated sensors, and enhanced security are driving the evolution of implanted technology. Now, always keep in mind, we're looking for, among other things, mainly convenience, peace, and safety, because this is how they get people. I just, this morning, I put a post on this page about a story out of Boston, I think, where they're talking about cell phone theft is up. So I asked a question, like, what is, I just put a question on the post, but it wasn't really meant to be answered. But, to be answered by the people, because the answer is there. It's plain to see. All right. So I asked what will be the next step, naturally, okay, concerning, especially when concerning Esau. Now, if he's telling you that the phones are getting, theft and phones are up, all right, and this is where they're putting people's IDs, medical information, keys, things of this nature, what's going to be next? We've been saying it for a while. It's going to be having this micro C hip within you. All right. Just keep that in mind. So it says brain computer interfaces, or BCIs, are the most advanced and complex example of human micro C hipping, moving from the purely subdermal to directly interfacing with the nervous system. It says Elon Musk's company implanted a wireless BCI into a human brain, allowing a quadriplegic patient to control a computer mouse and other devices with their thoughts. Now, that alone is going to get a lot of people. They're going to think that that's something cool, so they're just going to go do it, man. All right. The ones that don't worry. The making it mandatory is going to get you, okay? Because you lean more so on these people than you do on the Lord. So it goes on to say the implant works by detecting and wirelessly transmitting neuronal electrical activity. It says researchers developed a BCI that translates brain signals. Now, this is UC Davis Neuroprosthetics Lab in 2024. All right. It says researchers developed a BCI that translates brain signals into synthesized speech with up to 97% accuracy for a man with ALS. It is the most accurate system of its kind, and we always give the examples of this technology as Walletmor, which is one word, WALLETMOR. All right, the technology. Go look at the technology. It's not so much that company you should be worried about or the people surrounding that, because this thing is going to be worldwide. All right, another example that we give is Neuralink, of course. All right, Elon Musk's brain technology. All right, he has Neuralink blind sight. He has Neuralink telepathy. All right, and then there's Synchron. And then there's something I haven't even searched up yet, but it's the S2 chip. But you know what? I think we did mention that a long time ago, man. Now that I say that. All right, but they're going to get people in many different ways. All right. Before the making mandatory of, all they're going to do is use these spectacular words. Again, convenience, peace, and safety. And people are going to be on board with it. Not considering the Lord, and that's the problem. All right. But also, we also talk about typing in Neuralink ALS and see what comes up. All right, that was on the media. That was on social media for a while there. Okay, the so-called breakthroughs that they were making with these ALS patients. All right. So the next one says Georgia Tech's micro brain sensors 2025. It says researchers created a nearly imperceptible microstructure brain sensor that is placed just under the skin and between hair follicles. Man. This makes continuous high fidelity BCI use in everyday life possible. All right, now it goes on. It says biometric and bio-integrated sensors. It says beyond brain implants, other bio-integrated technologies are making strides in healthcare and authentication, showing you they're future minded. This is coming. As the scriptures told you, as prophecy tells you, this is coming. All right, they're making strides in healthcare and authentication. So that cell phone theft thing is going to be a thing of the past, because you're going to have this within you, is what they're saying. Okay. It says self-reconfigurable micro implants. It says MIT Media Lab developed. I don't know what this symbol is right here. It says a wireless, batteryless, millimeter-sized micro implant that can be swallowed or implanted. It powers itself by harvesting energy from wireless signals and can monitor biomarkers, deliver drugs, and adapt to different tissues in the body. Wonder what all these towers were meant for. Remember, they are future minded, man. Okay? Esau's slowly but surely right, gradually, right, closing his hands around this world. But Yahweh Baal Shem Shai is gonna, all right, right when they think they got it, hey, the Lord gonna be in their face, man. Okay, so it goes on to say health monitoring. It says implanted chips, C-hips, excuse me, fuck it, chips, are being developed to continuously monitor vital signs and detect health issues. Companies are exploring applications like early disease detection, improving chronic disease management, and remote monitoring to reduce hospital readmissions. Now, man, this is just everything that we've been saying. They're just adding on to it, compounding. All right, the words that make this sounds good, but not one point are they pointing you to look at what the Lord said. All right, showing you that this truth, again, proving that this truth is not for everyone. People are going to get suckered in by this, man. It says biometric authentication. It says contactless biometric technology like Amazon One's Palm Scanner, which uses generative AI to create a unique palm signature from underlying vein structure, can be integrated with implanted C-hips for seamless and secure payments and access control. Man, there's so many seemingly good things. All right, but to us, we see that this is all bullshit, man. All right, they are here to separate you Israelites from your power. That's still the mission. All right, they want their birthright back. That's period, man. All right, not much more to read here. Security, privacy, and ethics. Now we just said convenience, peace, and safety. All right. It says as implanted technology becomes more integrated with digital ecosystems, advanced security and ethical considerations are a growing focus. Hardware based encryption. It says micro C-hips with hardware level encryption are being developed to convert data into unreadable code, protecting sensitive data from interception by cyber attackers. There's some safety right there. All right, it says data security. Increased investment is being made in features like biometric data and enhanced encryption to make implanted micro C-hips nearly impossible to replicate or hack. All right. So, just like the cell phones are, there's an uptick in cell phone theft. All right, they're gonna take care of that. Just like they're gonna take care of the what do you call it, fraud or hacking. All right. But what you don't realize is that you're giving them the power to hack you. Okay. It says ethical safeguards. Can you trust people, all right, that don't even mention the Lord, man? They don't think about the Lord. All right, not in the way that the actual men of the Lord do. All right, they think they're going to overtake and overstep the Lord. And they've been trying their hardest to do that. Okay, but somebody had to play that role. The Lord is going to have them get to the top of their pride. Okay, then He's going to drop them off, man, in a bad way. All right, so lastly, it says ethical safeguards. With increased adoption, stakeholders are focused on implementing safeguards such as minimized data collection, strict access rights, and clear regulations. This is intended to address concerns around surveillance, data privacy, and bodily autonomy. Now, you give somebody the keys, okay, you're afraid of the people in power that are producing things like this to have access. So you give them keys and entrust them to build a security system that keeps themselves out. It doesn't make any sense, man. Okay. So I just wanted to touch on that really quick because we are moving in the way of prophecy. Prophecy has us moving exactly to where we're going. All right. So the water, Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, for giving us the Holy Spirit and the men to guide us towards this knowledge, truth, and wisdom. All right. So I hope this came through as sincere and edifying. And with that, all praise to Yahweh, Baal Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Hashem, Rakaha Kodash, or in English, all praise to Yahweh, in the name of his Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right, double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, otherwise known as GMS for short, but also known as the Prophets of Doom. These are where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number. Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.